The Honorable Minister for Sports, Culture and Community Development, Honorable Rosalind Paul, Mr. Colin Piper, Director of Tourism, Ambassador Wayne Benjamin, and all of the other artists present, staff of the Cultural Division, members of KEC and NCC, partners, the media, listeners, viewers, good morning and welcome to the media launch for Domfesta, the Dominica Festival of Arts 2022. Another celebration of our rich culture. This acronym has become a household name, but sometimes there is a lingering feeling that not everyone totally understands the celebration. As a result, we saw the need to raise cultural awareness in addition to the actual events, because we live in a time where if the public is oblivious to your offerings, then you appear to be offering nothing. For this reason, I am preempting Domfesta 2022 to be one of the most content-filled editions ever. Suffice to say, you will be hearing a lot from us this month as we continue to use our platform to bring our people together. With that said, let's get straight into the events, after which you will hear from a few of the organizers. And we're starting tomorrow, one time, on April 30th at the Girondel Flower Show site with the local costume making day. And we have representation from Ms. Vanessa Winston of the Dominica Arts and Craft Producers Association, as well as Shirley Alexander, who you will hear from in a while. Jazz and Creole. We have Mr. Colin Piper of the DDA, who will give us some remarks. That's on May 1st. A new feature, Creole Word of the Day, which you will hear on May 4th, 11th, 18th, and 25th, as well as our Throwback Thursdays with photos and videos, which will take place on May 5th, 12th, 19th, and 26th. Culture 101, the Anthem. That is a cultural anthem that will be premiered on May 9th, Monday, May 9th, on our cultural program, Culture 101, and various social media platforms as well, Facebook, YouTube. The launch of the Tradibel album, Belle Gold, and we have representation by Tradibel here in the form of Miss Adi, Teacher Adi, as they call it. The Quail Spelling Bee, and that is brought to you by KEC in collaboration with the Cultural Division. Lyrics Under the Stars, brought to you by Shauna Johnson at the Old Mill Cultural Center. The U.S. Embassy to Barbados is also collaborating with us, and they are bringing to you Tim and the Space Cadets, as well as a tap dancing workshop. The local government department is also heavily involved in the activities, as it is also Local Government Month. And they are bringing a Kudme Spirit radio program on the Tuesday the 24th, as well as Kudme Day on Tuesday the 26th. Also on the Thursday, the 26th. Also on the 26th, we have an outreach day where the Cultural Division will collaborate with the Adult Education Division, as well as Fine Foods Inc., to take some tokens of appreciation to some of our cultural elders. And to bring down the curtains on Domfesta 2022, we have 3 events at Girondel. Friday, 27th of May, at the Girondel Flower Show site, we have the opening ceremony. On Saturday, we have a market fair brunch at 11 a.m. and a tea party at the Enchanted Garden on the Sunday. And all of this will lead to the rebirth, I should say, of the flower show. And Shirley will tell you some more about that later. So this is just an overview. I know it's a lot to wrap your head around immediately, but you will become more familiar as time goes by. Let us now hear from some of the organizers, starting with the ever-enthusiastic Shirley Alexander of the Mon Anglais Tourism Group, as she gives some insight into what will be going on in Girondel in the near and distant future. Shirley.
Okay. Good morning, everybody. I'm really short, I don't know. Thank you. Thank you, Chief. Good morning, everybody. Should I? Can I?
Yes.
And then if my mouth gets too dry out. Okay. Minister of Culture, Director of Discover Dominica Authority, all other persons in there, you are cultural enthusiasts, just like me, the media, all. It's really good to be here. I rush down. I wake at about, I have to leave my home at about 5 every morning because there's an aged man who works with me. He's 70 years old, Ephraim, and he likes to start work at 5:30. So I'm up early and I do a lot of things. So I rush here, but anyway, I'm here. Praise the Lord. I'm glad to see Vanessa is with me today, and she'll be with me tomorrow. We are going to have a local costume building day, and I'm so looking forward to that because I told Chief, you know, we're going to have it as part of Carnival too. Yeah, our local costumes will be on parade. So we have the Dominican Arts and Craft Producers Association coming up to the flower show site tomorrow, and we'll have our young people and others. We will be building costumes using dry leaves, seeds, all sorts of things. I don't know whether Vanessa has to talk. Vanessa has to talk to say more? Just me. Okay, Vanessa. So we are going to get all sorts of things from all over the community. We have started, and tonight, as long as it's still dry, we will be collecting because a lot of people are very excited about that. We're making those costumes because the opening ceremony is going to be at the school in Girodale, and we're going to have a procession to the flower show site. So we said, well, a walk, what do you call it? A parade. It's a flower parade, we call it, although we'll be using a lot of dry stuff, but we'll give them color, and we will have color too. All the young men and women and older people are excited about that. And the Craft Association, they are making us feel even better. We also have on board with us the White Equally Artists Association. They will be helping to paint those costumes and to beautify the community before the event, painting murals with the young people, doing whatever it takes. So let me tell you, it is not just an enchanted garden you will be coming to. It's an enchanted community, Girodale and Eggleston. I can tell you, we are putting ourselves all out, and this time, there's no stopping us. We are going to have the flower show on the site. That will be the permanent home for it, and we are fixing up to the max. We're really fixing up. Our garbage bins will be very special, all on the roadside, about 8 of them. Our bus stops will be pretty. Our NEP workers are prettying up the roadsides. Well, we can't plant more flowers, but we are weeding what we have planted already. We will plant later in the summer because the big national flower show will be on the same weekend of Creole Music Festival. And we are so looking forward to that. We are really happy that the DDA proposed it because we thought it would be taken away from Creole Music Festival, but when the staff members came up, they said, no, we have to do it at that time because that's when we have a lot of visitors and they want something to do during the daytime. So we will go into the night too, so they will see all the lights, same like what we'll be doing on the Montfend. Yeah, everything in the village. There are places in the village where abandoned lands. We've started working on that, especially one that we started working on 2 days ago, and I cannot wait to see the transformation because it was horrible. We got permission from the 3 owners for us to clean up the whole site, and here we will have our booth arcade, I call it, because most people are saying when we come out to the flower show, there are no booths on the roadside. But it's not like before. There are lots of restaurants and bars and, you know, things all on the main roadside, close to the flower show site, so we can't have booths there. We are going to put them from the community hall to the school, and that area is just going to be really special. I'm looking forward to the transformation, and especially to, since we have the White Equally Artists Association with us, there are walls and old houses to be transformed into pretty things. I am so looking forward to it. And I don't think anybody wants to miss this Montfend. But even before the Enchanted Garden event, we are doing more. We had a preview for Easter. We wanted people to see the lower part of the site because thanks to our PAL rep, the government, we got material to build a two-wheel track road. It was all grassy and muddy sometimes. So we wanted to show that off, and we wanted to show some of the things that we plan to have for the month end of May. That went well. But on Mother's Day, we are also having something, although it's just for the villagers, but some people have started hearing about it and they want to be there. They're welcome, but it's a free up time. At 3 o'clock in the afternoon, we bring all our mothers. If you come, you bring something to share. You come to entertain them, like Marie Pascal hopefully will be there. Ophelia may come, and just serenade. We'll serenade ourselves and we'll treat ourselves. Men are invited too. So this is one of the other exciting things that we are having. But as the chief said, the real activity is on the 27th. We start at 4 p.m. at the Jordan Government School. Even our school is being redone, pretty up. Ministry of Education is working feverishly to make sure that in and out of the school looks good. And as I said, it will be when the formal ceremony stops, we'll have the flower parade to the site, and when they reach on the site, there's a lot more surprises, special things will be happening to entertain our visitors, our dignitaries. And of course, we'll feed them in a special place. On the 26th, yes, on the flower show side, we will have market fair, and also on the roadside. Even on the 27th too, we will have market fair. Market fair all 3 days. But the real thing on the Friday is the flower parade. You don't want to miss it. The real thing on the Saturday is the Creole brunch, and the real thing on the Sunday is the tea party. These will be on the side, those special things, but the roadsides from Eggleston to Jordan will be lined with booths and entertainment, and you won't want to leave us. We're making it very cheap, just $10, so you can come every day or 3 times a day and pay the $10. That'd be nice. Okay, I think I'm saying a lot. I just feel I'm saying a lot, so can I say more? Can I say more? Okay, thank you very much. We're really looking forward to making our community the #1 community tourism destination on the island. I told Chief we're going to have Pebush and Granby competition. Yeah, and we also have planned a Heritage Festival in August. I told him we have that as part of the Emancipation celebration. We want to be a part of it. And the main focus will be on Eggleston because we love our heritage. We love all things traditional. And we all love our flowers. Looking forward to seeing you all anytime. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Shirley. I did describe her as ever enthusiastic, so she proved me right. Jazz and Creole is very dear to me due to my involvement in coordinating the last stage edition in 2019. I believe that everybody is ready for its long-anticipated return, so I'd like to call on Mr. Colin Piper, representative of the DDA, to give us a brief update as the event draws near.
Thank you very much to the Honorable Rosalind Paul, Minister of Sports, Culture and Community Development, Mr. Earlson Matthew, the Chief Cultural Officer, to staff of the Division of Culture, Media, all invited guests. Many thanks for the invitation to be a part of the Domfesta launch. We all know that the COVID pandemic has put a hold on a number of activities. And now that we are relaxing the protocols, ever so responsibly though, as it relates to events and entertainment, we're happy to see events like Domfesta come back on stream, certainly with some new and different initiatives and some of the old trusted activities. One of the things that has always been done is a partnership of activities between the Division of Culture and Discover Dominica Authority, and one such activity has been Jazz in Creole. So we're happy to announce Jazz in Creole as part of the Domfesta program of activities. Jazz in Creole comprises both the fringe activities and the main stage. While many know of Jazz in Creole for the main stage, we actually want to grow the fringe so that we can decentralize the events and also distribute the economic benefits to a wider stakeholder base. We are particularly interested in partnering with our properties to put packages together to increase visitor arrivals to Dominica and also to have more Dominicans experience the product. So Jazz in Creole actually commenced yesterday, the 28th, with Jazz and Spas, a new initiative to couple some of our assets like sites and attractions with the Jazz in Creole brand. So patrons were able to go to Tia's or T-Coin Aglo the Escape, Bongo Bass and Screws to relax. And we allowed each of the owners to determine how they wanted to celebrate and couple their offering with the jazz activity. Tonight, the 29th, we continue with the Fringe with Jazz and Cocktails in partnership with Alliance Française, and this is a tribute to Nelly Starr. Also tonight, Jazz on the Shoreline with Fort Young Hotel, and in Portsmouth, we partner with Atlantic Events to showcase jazz and basketball at the Benjamin's Park. So this combination of music and sports, we think has a great potential as well, and something that we will be looking to further positively exploit in the future. Tomorrow, Saturday the 30th, we have Jazz in Creole cuisine featuring Breve. That's at Cabrits Resort and Spa Kempinski. We have Jazz on the Beach at Purple Turtle. We have the pre-party at Atlantic View Resorts. We have Wato, which is a cuisine experience. Wato Drums and Fire, and that's going to be at Rosalie Bay during the day starting at 12 p.m. noon. We have Colors on the Water, which will be a boat cruise. And even on Sunday, before the main stage event, we have brunch and booze. So we have a number of people that are interested in partnering with the Jazz and Event Festival, as I mentioned, which is more than just the main stage. But for the main stage, which will be on May 1st at Fort Shirley in the Cabrits National Park, showtime will start at 2 p.m. VIP tickets are $250, and you will get an elevated experience with premium drinks and eats and more convenient parking, shuttle service, and expedited entry. We have children's tickets for ages 12 to 18 at $75, and we have the ground experience, which is currently on special till the end of the day Saturday, and at the Fringe events for $120. They'll revert back to $150 on the day of the show if you're purchasing your ticket at the gate. And the lineup is a stellar one. We have Femme 4, comprised of our local young ladies. We have Tasha P, we have Marsha, we have Shalina and Stasha. We have local jazz band Breve. Many are familiar with them. They've provided some great shows in the past, and we expect more of the same. We have the JSJ Trio representing Guadeloupe. These are three brothers that will give us jazz with a Creole twist, or should I say rather Creole music with a jazz twist. Their instruments are the drums, the bass, and keyboards. And we have Freetown Collective from Trinidad and Tobago. They'll provide an eclectic vocal presentation to some of the music of Trinidad. Our very own Michael Henderson to give us her variations. It's never the same with Michael, and so we look forward to something different this year. And we also have Teddyson John and his project out of St. Lucia, who will be providing an acoustic set. So we have representation from Guadeloupe, we have representation from St. Lucia, we have representation from Trinidad, as well as our locals. And we do this purposely because from a tourism perspective, we are trying to attract people from those source markets. And so we look at jazz and Creole, as one way to facilitate the marketing. Vaccinated patrons only need to walk with their vaccination card and their IDs and their tickets, of course, while unvaccinated patrons must present a negative antigen test taken 24 hours before, along with their ID, and tests can be taken at all private labs for their convenience. And I know there's been a little bit of discussion and maybe some confusion about that, so I really want to be clear that for jazz, only unvaccinated patrons need to present an antigen test taken within 24 hours. We certainly want to encourage all to come out in large numbers to experience jazz and Creole, both at the Fringe and at Main Stage. It's going to be a wonderful family atmosphere at picturesque Fort Shirley. There's going to be lots of eats and drinks. Certainly people can bring their coolers if they're so inclined. We encourage people to come early and take in the ambience at Main Stage on Sunday, May 1st. And just to say that we really appreciate how the local residents have embraced and adopted this event. You know, I had a comment from somebody that was visiting and they were amazed at the patronage by the local residents, and they mentioned that when your locals and your residents adopt your event, then it grows from strength to strength because they're able to amplify the messaging and do that word of mouth promotion for us. So I'm not sure whether it's the music, whether it's the lime, whether it's the foods, whether it's the clothing, but certainly we do appreciate the fact that our locals have adopted this. So we once again just look forward to your support, and we want to encourage you to come out on Sunday, May 1st to the Main Stage event. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Piper. Now, on to one of the features of Domfesta 2022 that I am most excited about. Motifs and themes are essential when establishing branding. This is why when someone mentions Sports Center on ESPN, a sound automatically plays in your head. Similarly, what was that? Similarly, when someone mentions Law and Order, a sound plays in your head the same way. Even locally, when someone says Espewe Squayor, you automatically feel like it's 2 o'clock and in your head you hear. Alright, so you get the point. We needed a song that captured Dominican culture as a whole. And being the creatives that we are, a sound became a song. We assembled some of the biggest contributors to Dominican music in recent times, namely Ambassador Wayne Benjamin, who's here today with us, Ambassador Asa Banton, who is unable to attend because he's outside representing, reigning Calypso monarch Tasha P., who is also a member of staff, multiple Calypso competition winner White Fairy, Mr. Deli, who needs no introduction, and famed Tradibel Cultural Group represented by Miss Adriana Henderson. And written by Peter Walsh, who brought you 767 and so many others, and yours truly. I've already said too much. I told you I was excited, so that's what it is. Just expect something monumental on the 9th of May, Monday the 9th of May. So I want to call on Ambassador Wayne Benjamin to tell us about his experience on the project.
Good morning. Minister for Sports, Culture and Community Development, Honorable Rosalind Paul, Chief Cultural Officer, Mr. Ilson Matthew, cultural enthusiasts and everybody invited, good morning again. Let me first commend the division on such an initiative. This is unity in practice and not just talk. The power of collaboration, something that might have not happened without the intervention of the division, we can now call an anthem. When Mr. Matthew, or should I say, little man in the artist world, reached out to me and told me that, you know, the division is working on something, an anthem for culture, and we would like you to be part of it. I did not flinch. I did not ask why, how. I just said yes, and I was ready to perform my task. And I'm ecstatic, proud, and privileged to be part of such a project. And I promise you, this anthem is going to rock you. Just ask Delhi, and ask Mr. Matthew, and ask Mr. Walsh. It is going to rock you. So be prepared for something special on May 9th with my friends Asa Bantan, Tasha P., Mr. Delhi, White Fury, and Charlie Bell. Like I say, we're going to rock you. I'm really ecstatic about this. One thing about our culture, it's sweet. Culture is not just a movement, but culture is the way we walk and we talk. Expect even bigger things in the future for culture, because we have young people at the helm. As we launch Domfesta, let me encourage everyone to be part and participate in everything culture. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Benjamin. And while we're talking about music, I cannot overstate the importance of showing gratitude to those who paved the way for where we are today. On the 26th of May, the Cultural Division, in collaboration with Fine Foods Inc. and the Adult Education Division, will embark on an outreach program where we distribute tokens of appreciation to some of the senior Jinping musicians. We know that the past 2 years were a far cry from what it used to be. Additionally, some of them are approaching the twilight of their musical careers. We want to show them that they still mean a lot to us, and we are thankful for their contributions. So look out for that as well. The Comité pour Études Quail, CEC, was established in 1981 and has since served as the arm mandated to preserve and promote the Quail language. To date, the committee still plays a critical role in that regard. Let us now hear about their involvement in Domfesta 2022 from the representative, Mr. Gregory Rabes, another pillar of our cultural infrastructure.
Mabrika, bonjour. And bon appétit and bonsoir, because we have people on Facebook all over the globe, so time zones. Honorable Minister for Culture, Chief Cultural Officer, Mr. Piper, all the invited guests, the media, staff of the division, NCC members, CEC members, and everybody joining us here on Facebook and other platforms, the radio audience and all of that. My task is essentially to sort of give you an idea of two activities that CEC, the Comité pour Études Quail, is involved in for Domfesta. The first one is the launching of the Tradibel album, Belle et Gold. And that's taking place on May 11th, 11 a.m. at the Alliance Française building. The sort of conception of that project was part of a cooperation project between CEC and the University of Bedfordshire in the United Kingdom, and on that side of the world, spearheaded by the late Dr. Violet Coffey, who left us very recently. God bless her memory. And the essence of that project was to promote Dominica as a center of excellence for the promotion of Creole culture and the Kalinago culture. So when that project started in 2019 and ran for 2 years. Within that, one of the you might say, deliverables was the production of an album by one of Dominica's premier ballet groups, which in fact was celebrating their 40th anniversary last year in 2021. So the project was planned to coincide with that milestone. But of course, as the Chief Cultural explained on the whole pandemic situation, all of that, certain things had to get pushed back or forward. So this year, it is a real great pleasure for Keck to be able to be associated with that milestone, the launching of the Tradibel Belle Gold album. And on that album, there are about 10 songs featuring the best of Tradibel. That's why it's called Belle Gold. Yeah? And of course, for the ceremony, as I said, will be held at the Alliance Française, and there will be a special presentation by Tradibel themselves, and of course, some of the keynote partners in that project. But for the launching ceremony, we must recognize the key partners who are involved in supporting the actual launch. Alliance Française, the National Francophonie Commission, and Creole Heartbeat. The second event is the Quail Spelling Bee. The Quail Spelling Bee, its overall objective of that spelling bee was to introduce Creole into the formal education system, and specifically to get the children, the students, more familiar with Creole words and their meanings, and importantly, how to write these words and spell them using the standard Creole orthography. And orthography is basically a writing system. Okay, so the standard Creole orthography was established and approved and adopted by Keck here in 1981. It actually coincided with the formation of Keck in 1981. So the Quail Spelling Bee started in 2010. So this year, this edition actually is the 12th edition of the Quail Spelling Bee. So you might say that particular event has a bit of resilience and staying power in spite of the pandemics. And we must congratulate the schools, the primary schools, the teachers and the Ministry of Education, obviously, who worked on that particular project, who helped the schools in the preparation and so on. And for this year, several schools are actually preparing for the competition. Normally we have 2 rounds of competition, but this year we'll just have 1 round because of the, you're aware that the face-to-face schooling situation was disrupted really by the pandemic. So, so this year we expect to have the same, more or less the same number. We know usually about 10 schools in the finals of the competition. So all this, the 2 events I'm talking about here, forms part of the 40th anniversary celebrations of Keck, which started on June 1st last year. And so these activities actually culminate the year-long celebrations of the 40th anniversary of Keck. Keck was formed on June the 1st, 1981. Of course, within that period, Keck has engaged in numerous activities to promote and develop the language and the culture. So we are quite happy that there is a language focus in this year's Domfesta. In terms of looking to the future, beyond our anniversary, Keck has been utilizing that period of the anniversary to increase and strengthen its membership and organizational capacity and structure, and prepare for the work in the years ahead. So, in the sense that we are going to, you might say, unleash a new generation of leadership, a new generation of Creole advocates, so that the work in the years ahead, notably Creole in education, Creole language policy, national policy, the development of new Creole learning and activity tools using digital technologies and targeting the social media and making better use of the internet. So that is the sort of transition period, you might say, that Keck from the 40-year past and into the digital future. So again, it's a pleasure for Keck to be associated with some of the events of Domfesta, and you can look forward. I invite you to participate in those two events, and of course to continue to support Keck and participate in the activities of Keck in the years ahead. Merci Pil, merci Shai, merci Lo, it all means the same thing. Thank you very much. In Kalinago, Ayahora. Thank you. I mean, thank you in Kokon.
Some remarks from Mr.
Thank you very
Morales.
much, Washa.
And the Chief Cultural Officer is just about to launch a video commemorating Domfesta 2022.
And we continue to support in whatever way that we can. In keeping with the Creole theme, the Creole language theme, I would like to introduce you to two special characters who will also be promoting the use of the Creole language through our Creole Word of the Day initiative.
Because you'll be seeing a lot more.
Hi, my name is Hilton.
And I am Dominic.
And we are the hosts for the Creole Word of the Day.
And other future online programs of the Cultural Division.
Stay tuned.
Because you'll be seeing a lot more of us. See you online.
Okay, so the new approach is to use some digital animation to promote building of Creole vocabulary and so on. And as Rabes rightfully said, the spelling of the words and these kind of things. So again, just trying to be as innovative as we can in everything that we do. So at this point, I would like to shout out people like Giselle, Carlton, Aaron, Dorel, who made what you just saw possible. Also look out for our Throwback Thursdays photos and videos initiative as we head to the archives, shedding light on where we were or where we're coming from in comparison to where we are today and what we will become in the future. The intention is to have a nostalgic overview, but to also generate positive discussion. Moving on, the Cultural Division has partnered with the U.S. Embassy to Barbados in the past. This year's offering is Grammy Award-winning musician Tim Kubat, renowned for producing children's albums. He will be entertaining us with his crew, Tim and the Space Cadets, on the 21st of May, and the tap dancing workshop will also be held on the 23rd of May at the Old Mill Dance Studio. And that's where we talk about cultural exchanges and those kind of things. So, oral aspects of our culture are by no means neglected for Domfesta 2022. We are proud to partner with Shauna Johnson for Lyrics Under the Stars, and I invite Ms. Peltier to give some remarks on the event as she was unable to be here with us today.
Good morning to our Minister for the Ministry of Sports, Culture and Community Development, Ms. Rosalind Paul, Mr. Urson Matthew, our Chief Cultural Officer, the Cultural Division staff, the CEO of the Discover Dominica Authority and Director of Tourism, Mr. Colin Piper, members of the NCC, the National Cultural Council, and that's to include Miss Our Lady of Song, Auntie Ophelia Olivachi Marie, Mr. Gregory Rabes, representative for KEC, Mr. Wayne Benjamin, our cultural ambassador, other invited guests, and our media. Good morning again, everybody. Lyrics Under the Stars is a poetry and music show hosted and coordinated by Shauna Johnson. It features known and upcoming poets and musicians. Over the past decade, Lyrics has been a platform for artists to showcase their work. The show is always very entertaining for the audience to hear all genres of poetry and music. We welcome everyone on May 19th to this free event. Come with friends and meet new friends there. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Tasha, and we're all looking forward to the event. I know that the poets are prepared. Also, special thanks to Mr. Al Mathurin and his team for the work that they did here with our decor and lighting, and he's going to put on a similar display to set the mood for the Lyrics Under the Stars as well. So special thanks to everyone who will be making Domfesta 2022 great. I would now like to call on the Honorable Minister to give today's feature address.
Thank you, Ulson. Yes. And this is a well-made podium, not above me. Yes. So good morning, everyone, and let me recognize the Chief Cultural Officer, Mr. Ulson Matthew, and staff, Mr. Colin Piper, Director of DDE, Cultural Ambassador Benji. I see Our Lady of Song here. Mr. Rabes has been here for a while and continues to make his contribution. The Lady of Song we see here, and Trady Bell, Representative Addie Henderson, and all other cultural enthusiasts. When I hear Trady Bell, 40 years, we know of the long-standing contribution of the various groups. The Pebush Cultural Group was established in '83, so with this year will be 39 years. And I know you also have the Capuchin Cultural Group continuing to make their significant contribution. So once again, a blessed day to all, and let's rejoice in this wonderful day that the Lord has made. I am sure most, if not all of us, are thrilled to stand here today in a much better place than we did at this time last year. For that, we are truly grateful, especially when we think of the directions that the COVID-19 pandemic could have taken us had it not been properly managed and had it not been, foremost of all, by the grace of the Almighty. Our government efforts, the stewardship of the Prime Minister and Cabinet, and the hard work and dedication of the Ministry of Health, and all frontline workers made certain that we are here thus far. That we are here thus far in terms of COVID-19 pandemic. But we should never let down our guards. So in accordance with the theme of PAHO Vaccination Week, are you vaccinated? Please get all your shots. The resumption of normalcy is our new aspiration. We have now experienced life without entertainment, life without the arts, without the cultural events and festivities. And what an epiphany it was. It really got us to reflect. It was great revelation how life could be different in Dominica and the world without this. I am certain that our level of appreciation has now grown tremendously. Plato famously said, and I quote, "Our need will be the real creator," end of quote. This statement was molded over time into the English proverb that we are so familiar with. Necessity is the mother of invention. The Cultural Division has been somewhat of a personification of this statement, finding various creative means to reach out to the people at a time when we were asked to remain apart as much as possible. Some noteworthy contributions include the virtual street jump up. I'm sure you remember that. I really feel like I was in the street jumping. Allmas 2022, Christmas Culture, and the Cultural Gala, which was nominated for the Best Virtual Event Award. For a government department to be given that type of consideration, it speaks volumes about the team, and for that, I would like to personally thank the Chief Cultural Officer and his dedicated staff, and continue to pledge my unrelenting support. It is evident that promoting our culture and heritage is rapidly becoming an exciting movement. And I want to add the word, not just promoting, preserving first of all, and then promoting our culture and heritage is rapidly becoming an exciting movement. And as we inch our way to more face-to-face activities, I would like to urge the general public to carry that same support, that same energy that you had when we were bound to virtual events into the physical realm. Attend the events, participate actively, and contribute positively wherever you can. This in turn will help us to realize our goals and definitely ensure that our cultural heritage will remain resilient and preserved. I would like to take the opportunity to recognize organizations such as Committee pour Études Creole, CEC, Creole Heartbeat, who recently came on board and have been doing much, and the National Cultural Council, as well as the various cultural groups around the island who have heeded the call of the Cultural Division that we all have an inbred cultural responsibility for our preservation and development of the arts and culture. In the same manner that we all have environmental and social responsibilities. Other ministries, the private sector, and the general Dominican public, many of whom are in the diaspora, have always shown great appreciation and pride in our culture and heritage, and we kindly ask you to continue to do so in a more tangible manner. With that said, let us shift focus to Domfesta 2022. And I must note that the activities go across agencies, across departments, because May is a hot month. Hot in different ways. Hot because May is Tourism Awareness Month. Hot because it is Domfesta celebration, so we're going to be on fire. And hot because it is also local government month. So it's a hot month. There will be a range of activities throughout the month. Some being programs of the Cultural Division, others in collaboration with other government departments and third-party promoters, and organizers who you will also, or who you have just heard from today. I must say, when I look at the program, it speaks to cultural preservation, our language, our Creole activities. It speaks to promotion of our culture and arts. It speaks to innovation, the workshop tomorrow where our people will be doing local costume building, and it also speaks to cross-agency participation, so you have stronger collaboration and partnership. I will give you a brief overview of the activities, much of which you've heard, that we will celebrate. Through such partnership and collaboration, we will bring greater synergy and cross-agency participation to the Domfesta program. The month of May, as I said, is Local Government Month, Tourism Month, and Domfesta celebration, and therefore it makes great sense to collaborate. Shortly, you will witness the symbolic rebrand of the division. We will be given an explanation of what the new logo encapsulates. We therefore, with great anticipation, look forward to weekly initiatives such as Quail Word of the Day, and that will be on the 4th, 11th, 18th, and 25th of May. So that's every Wednesday. Every Wednesday, we'll have the Creole Word. As well as Kudme on May 26th, and I think on May 24th, there'll be Kudme radio program, the Kudme spirit. Kudme is a critical part of our culture that we cannot afford to lose. It is said that the reward for great work is more work. I know that. So I would like to officially challenge the division to extend these programs beyond the Domfesta 2022. If we speak promoting and preserving the Creole language, it cannot just be during Domfesta. So some of these activities will continue beyond Domfesta. Other activities include local costume making day, we heard of, tomorrow. Is it a tomorrow, Saturday? Or tomorrow? At the Girodale Flower Show site. Jazz and Creole on Sunday. I'm looking forward to it, as many Dominicans. 2 years we've not had Jazz and Creole. That's on the north in one of the most beautiful places, the Fort Shelley, and I usually do not miss it. So I call all of you, I guess I'll be seeing you there. We also have the launch of the Cultural Anthem, and I've been told that it embraces all aspects of our cultural music, including ballet, and I would hope jingping, which underpins much of our musical folklore, folk dance, and even is the basis for our bouillon. It is said that the reward, we also have as well the Division of Culture 101 radio program and the various social media platforms, the launch of Tradibel Belle Gold album on Wednesday, May 11th, the annual Creole Spelling Bee on Wednesday, May 18th at Alliance Française, Lyrics Under the Stars on Thursday, May 19th, right here at the Old Mill Cultural Center, a performance by Team and the Space Cadets, that's in collaboration with U.S. Embassy and presented by Barbados on Saturday, May 21st, right here again at the Old Mill Cultural Center. There will also be a tap dancing training workshop on Monday, May 23rd, here again, and an outreach program to our cultural elders. We cannot forget the contributions of these people. We can never, ever forget that. Okay, so we will be reaching out to our elders in music, jingping. And to bring the curtains down, a weekend at Girodale. And that's a very important culture, the Girodale Flower Show, which we've not seen for a while, and we're happy that we see that it's going to be back, and that has been a very important part of the culture of Girodel and of Dominicans in terms of floriculture. That's important to Dominicans. And if we go to the airport today, we see how flowers has made a transformation at our airport. So we know the difference it can make at a home, at a village, at an institution, and we want to keep this culture alive. So be at Girodel for the weekend of 27th, 28th, and 29th. We are truly in exciting times with emancipation and independence celebration right around the corner. But for now, for today and throughout this month of May, we will focus on Domfesta, and since we will be energized, we will move swiftly into emancipation and independence celebration. So we're not stopping the cultural vibes. We're moving swiftly on. And so therefore, I hereby declare Domfesta 2022 officially open. May God continue to bless all of us, bless Dominica, bless our culture and heritage. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister, for your words of encouragement and continued support. And let me just say, challenge accepted on the continuation of the programs beyond Domfesta 2022. Let me also just put your mind at ease a bit with regard to the cultural anthem. It features every aspect of Dominican culture that we could put into 3 minutes of a song. So what we're trying to push is that you will learn more in those 3 minutes that some people might have known over their entire lifetime. And we're going to feature Jingping, Bele, La Pocabwit with Chate Mas, Bouillon music, Kadas. There's a Kalinago aspect to the visuals as well, the national dress, or the food that we eat, and even the European dances as well. So there's a lot of content in there. So we look forward to delivering that to you. I mentioned branding and themes earlier. You might have noticed that some of us are wearing shirts with cog wheels on them, similar to what you see outside the old mill and around the yard. After a year, or about a year of consultation among staff members with our permanent secretary, Mr. Blackmore, and graphic artist as well, what you see here was agreed upon as the image that tells the story of who we are and what we do. Going forward, this symbol, in addition to the cultural anthem, will be synonymous with the work that the cultural division does. So let us now watch a very short video justifying its selection.
Gears or cogwheels are used to transfer energy from one part of the system to another.
The machinery that drove our sugar mills were dependent on these cogwheels, as can be seen all over the old mill compound.
Useless when standing alone. However, they serve as a small but integral part of a greater, fully functional whole.
As such, they inspired some deeper introspection into the rural culture. It was determined that they epitomized cultural significance in all facets of life.
The end result is a symbolic representation of a small wheel labeled as culture, supporting, transferring its energy, and moving in a larger way, Dominica, represented by the colors of the national flag in iconic Madras print.
When at work, this rotating motion depicts the ever-evolving nature of culture. But this is not limited to one season.
The flexibility of the logo lends itself to being used to promote emancipation, Christmas, Carnival, global cultural initiatives, and so much more.
Going forward, the Cultural Division sees the need to have more recognizable and relatable branding that is in keeping with our mandate to preserve, promote, and develop Dominica's culture.
All right, so there you have it. Thank you very much. Thank you to the staff again. And I'd like to take this opportunity to present one of those shirts that we have to our beloved minister. As we wrap up, I would like to take this opportunity to thank everyone who has got us to the point that we are. And I'm going to start again with the staff of the Cultural Division. Give them a round of applause for me, please. People like Arden of Arden Songs, who went beyond the call of duty to facilitate certain processes for us where our internal systems fell short. Dexia for their kind cooperation in facilitating one of our shoots for the Cultural Anthem. Fine Foods Inc. for agreeing to contribute towards the Outreach Day. I promise you'll be hearing a lot more from us, from Fine Foods Inc., from the Adult Education Division on that day. Our minister and PS, who always trust our creativity, even in times when it seems unorthodox. We really appreciate that. Secretary too, yes, applause to the minister again. Secretary to the Cabinet, Ms. Karen Prevost, for her hospitality at our shoot in her home community. Gwyneth Frederick and the Barana Ote crew, and so many other people who just believe in what we do. Thanks to the media for continuing to play your role. To all present, those listening and viewing, everybody, thank you.
We have come to the end of this broadcast for the official launch of the Domfesta celebrations for 2022. And during this launch, you heard remarks from Ms. Shirley Alexander, who was responsible for the flower show, Mr. Colin Piper, who gave a few remarks as it relates to the Jazz and Creole events, Mr. Gregory Rabes, who is the coordinator for the primary school's Quail Spelling Bee, as well as the acting chief cultural officer, Urson Matthew, who was the chair of this morning's launch. We also heard from Tasha P., who was representing Shauna Johnson, who is the organizer for the activity Lyrics Under the Stars, and also remarks from Ambassador Wayne Benjamin as he gave his involvement for the project for the launch of the new Cultural Division Anthem. And lastly, we heard from the Honorable Minister, Rosalind Paul, who endorsed and officially announced the opening of Domfesta celebrations open for 2022. And during the proceedings, the minister also received a printed T-shirt of the new branding for the Cultural Division, which is depicted by the cogwheels of the mill, of the sugar mill, that incorporates what our history has been over the years, as well as the Dominica flag colors, which are embossed in Madras print. And for those of you who are now tuning in, the Domfesta celebrations have been officially declared open and will begin right away from tomorrow with the local costume making, as a local costume making day in Girardel, followed by the Jazz and Creole on Sunday, May 1st. And then they will have a series of Creole Word of the Day, which will take place every Wednesday in May. Throwback Thursdays, which will take place every Thursday in May. And you can log on to the Cultural Division's Facebook page. For the Creole Word of the Day, it's taking a digital format this year. And you can also log on to the Cultural Division Facebook page with an animated series for the Creole Word of the Day. And then this will be followed by the Cultural Anthem launch on Monday, May 9th, where you can also tune into the Division of Culture Facebook page and DBS Radio Facebook page. The anthem has been created by Mr. Urson Matthew, Ambassador Wayne Benjamin, Mr. Deli, and Peter from Effects Band. Those of you who are old enough to remember Effects Band back in the day. And then the other activities which make up Domfesta celebrations, the Charlie Bell Gold CD launch on Wednesday, May 11th. Then we'll have the Primary Schools Quail Spelling Bee competition on Wednesday, May 18th. Lyrics Under the Stars, Thursday, May 19th. Team and the Space Cadets on Saturday, May 21st. The U.S. Embassy Tap Dancing Workshop, which is a new component to the Domfesta celebrations this year. The U.S. Embassy Tap Dancing Workshop will take place on Monday, the 23rd of May. And then will be followed by the Kudme Spirit radio program on Tuesday, May 24th, which is in collaboration with the local government departments. And then on Thursday, May 26th, will be Outreach Day with the Jinping Elders. And then there will be another Kudme Day on the same Thursday, May 26th. And it will all conclude on Friday, May 27th to Sunday, May 29th with the Grand Enchanted Garden event to take place in Girardel, which is a fringe event to the major mega Girardel Flower Show, which is scheduled for October during the weekend of the World Creole Music Festival 2022. And there you have it, folks. Domfesta 2022 is officially open. As you heard from the Acting Chief Cultural Officer, the Ambassador, Mr. Wayne Benjamin, and the Minister for Culture, encouraging everyone to take part in the activities and support the work of the Division of Culture to make this a success this year. And it gives us great pleasure to have been a part of this broadcast as we conclude, and to say thank you to all our listeners and to all those who are viewing on the DBS Facebook page for this opening ceremony for Domfesta events of 2022. My name is James Rodney, and on behalf of our technicians Dean and Denzel, we say thank you for listening, and we take you back to Master Control and for the rest of today's programming on DBS Radio, the nation station. Do have a good afternoon and have a great weekend. Be safe and continue to follow the protocols. Thank you.